All right, guys. Today we are working on our ELA, wild weather, and then we are going to be looking through our closed reading as well as our Your Turn practice workbook. And then if we have time at the end, then you guys will do your 5 things in breakout rooms. If not, you guys need to do your 5 things on your own. Okay, I give you guys ample amount of time to make sure you get it done. You don't have to do it during our Zoom time. You could do it after we get off Zoom. You can do it after you do your read theory. Okay, you can do it for your art, health, social, emotional learning time, since you only have to do 1 activity a week. You can even do it after school. Okay, so make sure you guys are doing your 5 things, because those are really going to help you guys on your assessment and just with your learning. Okay, all right. Today, we are going to be using your big book. Your big book is going to be bigger than your little book. It's going to look like this. This is your big book. It's going to say in the corner, literature anthology. If you don't have your book, we're going to be using McGraw-Hill Education. Oop, I see Joelle's. We're going to click on read, and then we're going to find the story Wild Weather. All right, let's go ahead and listen. Your selection test on Friday will be based off of this story.
Genre: expository text. Wild Weather by Seymour Simon. Essential question: how does weather affect us? Read about how stormy weather affects people and places. Air is all around us. The air moves and winds blow. Changes in the air are called weather. Sometimes weather is sunny and fair. Other times it's cloudy and rainy. Storms are sudden, harsh changes in the weather. Thunderstorms. A thunderstorm is a heavy rain shower. In a few minutes, a big thunderstorm can drop millions of gallons of water. Hundreds of thunderstorms pop up every second somewhere around the world. These storms have lightning. Thunder is the sound of lightning. Lightning. Lightning is a giant spark of electricity. A bolt of lightning is 6 to 10 miles long, but only as thick as your finger. Lightning is hotter than the surface of the sun. A bolt of lightning can be very dangerous and cause harm. The heat of a lightning bolt can set fire to a tree or a house. Would you like to know how far away the lightning you see is? Count the number of seconds between the lightning flash and the clap of thunder. Every 5 seconds equals 1 mile away. If thunder booms a second or two after you see lightning, that's a warning. The sound means that the lightning bolt is very close to you. Diagram: how lightning works. Diagram labels: cold air sinks, hot air rises. Caption: electrical charges build up between the ground and cloud. Tornadoes. Thunderstorms sometimes give birth to a string of tornadoes or twisters. Dark, twisting tornadoes reach downward from the storm. The winds in a tornado whirl hundreds of miles per hour. They can lift heavy trucks into the air. They can destroy houses by blowing away their roofs. On May 22, 2011, a tornado a mile wide ripped through the city of Joplin, Missouri. The huge tornado hurt many people. It destroyed buildings and damaged most of the city. Caption: The tornado damaged this house in Joplin, Missouri.
And so that's very scary. Weather can be very dangerous. Look at that house. It was like, look at all those trees. A lot of people were hurt. A lot of houses and buildings were destroyed. It's a very, very strong tornado. And they can be very dangerous. It's always important to have a plan in place. We don't have tornadoes here in California, but we do have earthquakes, which is why we practice like earthquake drills when you guys are at school. And so like when you feel the ground rumbling, we tell you guys, okay, like get underneath like a table and make sure you protect your neck. So if something falls, then you don't get hurt. So it's very important to practice and to stay safe during disasters.
Watches and warnings. An early warning on television, radio stations, and the internet helps to save lives. An early alert is called a tornado watch. A tornado warning means that a tornado has been seen. A tornado warning means that you should find shelter. Hurricanes. Hurricanes are the biggest storms of all. They hurt more people and destroy more buildings than all other kinds of storms put together. Hurricanes happen during the summer and early fall. They form over warm ocean waters. Then they move and may reach land. Hurricanes stretch for hundreds of miles. Their dangerous winds blow at speeds between 74 and 200 miles per hour. Waves from the storms may wash away shorelines, boats, and houses. In August 2005, Hurricane Katrina became one of the worst storms in history. Many people in Louisiana were left homeless because of Katrina. The damage to buildings in the city of New Orleans cost billions of dollars. Rain from Hurricane Katrina flooded this street in New Orleans. Blizzards. Hurricanes are warm weather storms. Blizzards are huge winter snowstorms. 2 or 3 inches of snow fall every hour. Temperatures are below freezing. Strong winds blow fiercely. In February 2007, a Valentine's Day blizzard hit the eastern half of North America. Heavy snowfalls blanketed much of the country. Some places had up to 4 feet of snow. Millions of homes lost power for days. Thousands of people were stuck in airports and on snowy highways. No one can prevent a storm. Stormy weather can happen anywhere. Someday, you and your family may be in a big storm. If you know what to do in advance, you will be safer when the next storm strikes. Safety tips. Here are some storm safety tips for you and your family. Stay inside during strong storms. Keep a storm safety kit with bottled water and flashlights handy. Stay away from windows. Stay away from downed power lines.
So why do you think, let's see if you guys can help me understand these safety tips. Why do you think you should keep bottled water and flashlights during a storm? Why would they want you to keep flashlights?
Because at any time the lights could
So
go
you
out.
can see in
There can be a
the
power outage. There can be a power outage. If it shocks, it can shock you.
Very good. Wow, you guys are very good at understanding why we have certain safety rules. I love that. So this is all about the author. And then the next one is called, Can You Predict the Weather? All right. Now, we are going to, if you want to read about how to predict the weather and you guys can read this page on your own. What we are going to do right now is we are going to work on our CRC. Okay, so go ahead and get out your CRC. if you're going to be using your CRC workbook that you guys have, oh, actually, yeah, let's work on your CRC first. So if you guys are going to be using your CRC, then type in the chat CRC. If you are not going to be using your CRC and you're going to be using it online, it's not going to be Kami. You're going to be using the like online program. So you're just going to write online. So if you're using your CRC, type CRC. If you're going to be using the online version, you're going to type online. Okay. Now I'm going to show you guys. Okay, let me hold up. Give me a second. Okay, is there anyone in class who does not have their CRC? Okay, Danica. So Danica, I'm actually going to show everyone how to get to the CRC online. So you're going to log into Google Classroom. If you're going to be using your CRC online, you need to log into Google Classroom. And then you're going to go to classwork. And then you're going to scroll down to ELA. Or right there, it's also right there where it says closed reading companion CRC Wednesdays. You know you're in the right one because a lot of times I'll give you guys the days. And then what you're going to do is you're going to open up that link. Now this is not in Kami. This is actually done in your like Connect Ed book. And then just click login. Perfect. All right, we are on page 88. We are on page 88. So down here, you can actually type 88 because it's going to take you a while if you just try to keep skipping through all the pages because you can't scroll in this one. So down there, type 88 and then click enter. You got to erase all that other stuff though. And then click enter. Oh, so you see how, okay, so you got to erase everything. I think you had like still a dash. So erase all of it. And then type 88 and then click enter. Perfect. There we go. All right, wild weather. Why does the author compare lightning to two different things? Reread page 282. Talk about two different things being compared to lightning. Describe the two comparisons, then explain what they tell us about lightning. So let's go back to page 282.
Thunderstorms. These storms have lightning. Thunder is the sound of lightning.
Okay, right here, lightning.
Lightning. Lightning is a giant spark of electricity. A bolt of lightning is 6 to 10 miles long, but only as thick as your finger. Lightning is hotter than the surface of the sun. A bolt of lightning can be very dangerous and cause harm. The heat of a lightning bolt can set fire to a tree or a house.
All right, so let's see if I can use Danica's CRC to help you guys with this. So What was lightning compared to? The first one was your finger. So in the first comparison, I want you to write finger in this first box. So you're going to click into the box, Danica, and then type finger. For those of you who are using your CRC, you're going to write the word finger. Lightning is compared to your finger. And then the second one is lightning is compared to the sun. FIN. I'll type it in the chat for you guys too. Finger, sun. Keep going, Danica. GER. Okay, click add. Okay, and then the next one, you're going to type sun, SUN. Perfect, click add. Awesome. Oh, wait, that's not the right place though. You got to do it right here. The second comparison is supposed to go there. So type the sun there. Okay, now these two comparisons show that they might be, hey, how come you're so late, Kendall? You got to be here on time. Okay, get out your CRC, Kendall. We're working on our CRCs. So here, these two comparisons show that we're not going to write this whole thing, but basically they're even though lightning strikes, they're like the size of your finger. That's very, very small, but they can be as hot as the sun. So that means that even though they're little, they're very strong. So I'm just going to write small but strong. Small but strong. So write that. Kendall, make sure you're writing that with us. Small, SMALL. But strong. BUT. Strong. STRONG. Make sure you guys are all writing that. Some of you guys are staring blankly at the computer. Make sure you guys are working. Now, this last portion of it, what you guys are supposed to do is you're supposed to complete the sentence that's already written there. So it says, the author compares lightning to a finger and the sun because, now we're going to finish that sentence, okay? The author compares lightning to a finger and the sun because, and then we're just going to repeat what you wrote here, but you're going to complete it as a complete sentence. You're going to write because they are, so right, they are small but strong. So we're just writing it in a complete sentence now. They are small but strong. All right, and you guys just completed page 88. So now we're going to move on to page 89. Make sure you put a period. Make sure you put a period because we are finishing up that sentence. And you can actually make the they lowercase because we're finishing up the sentence. Because it's not the beginning of a sentence. We're finishing up the sentence that they gave us. The author compares lightning to a finger and the sun because they are small but strong. Very good. Click add. All right, let's move on to page 89 now. Why does the author use pairs of photograph? Oops. You're supposed to go back. We're still on the other side. Okay, there you go. Okay, why does the author use pairs of photographs to show a type of storm? Reread pages 284 to 285. Talk about what each photograph shows. All right, let's go to 284 and 285.
Tornadoes. Thunderstorms sometimes give birth to a string of tornadoes or twisters. Dark, twisting tornadoes reach downward from the storm. The winds in a tornado whirl hundreds of miles per hour. They can lift heavy trucks into the air. They can destroy houses by blowing away their roofs. On May 22, 2011, a tornado a mile wide ripped through the city of Joplin, Missouri. The huge tornado hurt many people. It destroyed buildings and damaged most of the city. Caption: The tornado damaged this house in Joplin, Missouri. Watches and warnings. An early warning on television, radio stations, and the internet helps to save lives. An early alert is called a tornado watch. A tornado warning means that a tornado has been seen. A tornado warning means that you should find shelter.
All right, so write what you learned from each photograph on pages 284 to 285. So let's look at that photograph of a tornado. Oops. So here's the picture of the tornado, right? Everyone's looking? Everyone can see the tornado on page 285? Okay, now, write what you learned from each photograph. So what did you learn about a tornado? Can anyone unmute themselves and tell me what is something you learned about a tornado? What does a tornado look like?
Tornadoes look like spinning dark clouds.
Ooh, okay. So I'm gonna write it's like dark clouds. So why don't we write that? Photograph of tornado. And so let's write large dark clouds. That's all we're gonna write. Large dark clouds. You can write more, but that's what I'm gonna write. Large, L-A-R-G-E. You can say like they're really long, they're really big, they look kind of scary, whatever you want to write. I'm just going to write large, dark, D-A-R-K, clouds, C-L-O-U-D-S. Very good. Thank you, Danica, for being such a great sport and helping us with our writing. Okay, now what does the photograph of the house show us? Anybody else can unmute? And what does this house show us? Look at this picture. Can you describe this picture for me?
It shows like it is destroyed and the trees are destroyed and it got destroyed by the tornado.
Destroyed. So I'm just gonna write destroyed. You can write more if you want, but yeah, destruction really sums it up for us. D-E-S-T-R-O-Y-E-D. And the reason why I'm adding the ED is because it already happened. The tornado already destroyed it. Click add. So now let's complete this sentence. The author uses pairs of photographs to show tornadoes cause destruction. That's what we're going to write. Tornadoes cause destruction. T-O-R-N-A-D O-E-S. Tornadoes cause, C-A-U-S-E. We're missing the S, C-A-U-S-E. Destruction. I should see everybody writing or typing, okay? You're not doing nothing, you're doing something. S. You're missing the S, D-E-S. Yes, there you go. R-U-C. T-I-O-N, period. Don't forget the period because we're finishing up that sentence. For those of you guys who are having trouble spelling, I put all the answers in the chat. If you're watching this on YouTube later, you can always pause the video while looking at Danica's. Okay, you can click add. Very good. You guys, we only have one more page to get through, and then the rest is going to be on your own, okay? And I'll show you guys where to find your answers. So go to the next page. You guys are doing amazing, amazing, amazing. Okay, how does the caption, we're on page 90, okay, guys? How can the caption help you understand how dangerous stormy weather can be? Reread page 287. Talk about what the caption teaches you. So let's go to page 287.
In August 2005, Hurricane Katrina became one of the worst storms in history. Many people in Louisiana were left homeless because of Katrina. The damage to buildings in the city of New Orleans cost billions of dollars. Rain from Hurricane Katrina flooded this street in New Orleans.
So, write 3 things you learned from the caption. So the caption is this right here. Rain from Hurricane Katrina flooded this street in New Orleans. So what 3 things did you learn from the caption? So there's rain. So we're going to type in the first one, the rain. Awesome, Russell. Type rain in that first circle right here. Rain. Okay, what else did we learn from the caption? That there is a flood. So type add. No, we're going to do flood in the next one. So we're just going to write one word each. So just type rain, and then the next one type flood, F-L-O-O-D. And then we learned that this rain that caused a flood was from a hurricane. Hurricane. The first comparison was a finger, Russell. Hurricane, H-U-R-R-I-C-A-N-E. Hurricane. N-E. Very good. Now, the caption helps me understand how dangerous a hurricane is. And then don't forget your period at the end. You don't need to capitalize the first word because it's not the first word. We're just, dangerous is spelled D-A-N-G-E-R-O-U-S. How dangerous a hurricane can be. Hurricane, H-U-R-R-I-C-A-N-E. And the reason why we have to put a period at the end is because we're finishing up that sentence. The captions help me understand, or the captions help me understand how dangerous a hurricane can be. Let's see what you're missing. The U should not be there. So H-U-R-R-I-C-A-N-E. Cane, like candy cane. Or how dangerous a hurricane is. That's what I wrote. So C-A-N-E. C-A-N-E. What is for these 2 comparisons show? The answers are in the chat. They are small but strong. Very good. Okay, I'll put all the questions back in the chat. So the first two were finger and sun. And then it was small but strong. They are small but strong. Then we had dark clouds. Then we had destroy. Tornadoes cause destruction. Then we had rain and flood. And then we had hurricane. And then we had how dangerous a hurricane is. All right, so if you guys need the answers are in the chat. Now, for the next 4 pages, I believe, it is going to be something you're going to do on your own, not during right now in our Zoom meeting, but you're going to need to do it on your own like later on today or just whenever you have some time to be able to get it done. Now, if you need help with those answers, the answers are going to be in Google Classroom. You're going to click on classwork, go to resource links, click on CRC and your turn answers. You're going to open this up. This one you do have to scroll down. I recommend using this bar right here because it's going to get you there faster. Oops, I went a little too far down. Here we go. And then here it is. Now you're going to notice that these answers are a little different than ours. They're a little different because they wrote a lot more, but that's okay. So like, look, this one says lightning is as thick as your finger. Lightning is as hot as the surface of the sun. All we wrote was finger and sun. So it's okay that we didn't write exactly what they did because we have similar answers. Okay, now this one, can you predict the weather? The answers are here. And then it's going to end with your integrate, where you're going to look at an abstract painting showing a break in the clouds of a stormy sky. And then it's going to have you write whether like what I see in the painting affects people by causing storms and rain, which can help things grow or cause flooding. So this is going to be your work that you're going to do on your own. The next thing that we're going to be working on is going to be your turn. So now we're going to put away our CRC. You guys can work on that later on your own. We're going to be working on your turn practice workbook pages. These are going to be helping you guys on your Friday tests. So take out your turn practice workbook now. We're on page 137 and 138. Your turn workbook, you should either have your workbook, you can type in the chat a W, or you can type in the chat a K. W means you're using your actual physical workbook that you have at home. K means you're using Kami. Now for your turn practice workbook, you can actually go to the page number you want. You're going to do so by clicking on or typing in 146. Down here, if you type 146, it'll take you to page 146. I'm sorry, it'll take you to page 137. We're on page 137, but if you're typing it into Kami, it's that page. But if you're actually, but if you're using your book, or if when you open up Kami, it already takes you here. We're on page 137, right here. Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and read the story, and then we're going to answer the questions, okay? A drought is a long period of dry weather. Little or no rain falls during a drought. Without water, farmers' crops stop growing. The water supply for people gets low too. What to do in a drought? Use only the water you need. Make sure there are no leaky faucets. Take shorter showers. Water outdoor plants and lawns when it is cold. Because when you water the plants when it's cold, the plants will absorb the water more. If it's really hot, then a lot of that water is going to end up evaporating. How do you know that this is expository text? Because it gives us real facts and real information. Real facts and real information. That's how we know that it is an expository text. So go ahead and write that down. It gives us real facts and real information. Okay, I'm going to move on. Why are the words drought and water supply in bold print? Because they are important. Now you're going to notice I am not writing. I'm not writing complete sentences. If you are a fluent writer, you are more than welcome to write complete sentences. What can you learn from the sidebar? What can you learn from the sidebar? So let's look at the sidebar. Here's the sidebar. This is the sidebar. What do we learn from the sidebar? What is the title of that sidebar? Can anyone unmute and tell me? What can we learn from this sidebar? It says what to do in a drought. So if what to do in a drought, use only the water you need. Make sure there are no leaky faucets because you don't want to, because if it's leaking, then you're wasting water. Take shorter showers instead of being in the shower for like 30 minutes, try to take a shower in under 5. Water outdoor plants and lawns when it's cold so that the water doesn't disappear, evaporate. So what are all of these things telling us to do? What are they teaching us to do? How to what? Can someone unmute and tell me what is all of these things teaching us to do?
How to not waste water in case if there's a dry out.
Very good. How to not waste water or how to save water. Both of those answers work for me. Perfect. All right, the answers are in the chat. If you need more time, you can watch this on YouTube and you can pause the video. If you want to write complete sentences, you can also look at the Your Turn Answer sheet under online resources in Google Classroom under classwork. All right, I'm going to move on. The answers are in the chat. The answers are in the chat. The answers are in the chat. All right, your vocabulary strategy for this week, this will be on your test, is going to be on antonyms. Antonyms. Antonyms are words that have opposite meanings. Read each pair of sentences, find the 2 words that are antonyms. Circle the antonyms and then write them on the lines. They use snice to keep the blocks from coming apart. This is a mix of snow and ice that holds everything together. Now, the 2 antonyms are apart and together. How do we know that those are antonyms? Because they mean opposite things. When you're apart from someone, that means you're separate from them. For example, if I say, yeah, my mom is apart from me right now, she's at work and I'm at school, but later on, we're going to be together. Okay, can you guys help me with the next couple ones? So now we're on page 138. So if you're using Cami, we're on page 147, but we're on page 138 now. We're on page 138 now. Okay, the workers finish the outside walls, then they move to the inside. What are the opposite words, guys? Nobody knows the opposite words?
I think they're inside and outside.
Inside.
Very good. You're right. Outside and inside. Those are antonyms. Antonyms mean opposite. So the opposite words are outside and inside. All right, next one. The shelf above the bed is made of ice. There is more ice below the bed. What are the antonyms in this sentence?
Above and below.
Above and below. You guys are doing an amazing job. All right, last one. Once spring comes, the hotel melts. Then builders must wait until winter when the water freezes to build the next ice hotel. What are the two opposite antonyms? What are the antonyms? I'll give you a hint. One starts with M.
Melts. Melts and freezes.
Melts and freezes. Very good, guys. Write those answers down. Now, we still have about 15 minutes in class, so this is what we're going to do, okay? Remember, if you have extra time today, you are always more than welcome to read the other story that we did not read and answer the CRC pages that we did not answer together. We did your turn, so the only thing left that we have other than those other items are going to be your 5 things. So right now in your breakout rooms, you guys are going to be working on your practice spelling test, your practice vocabulary test, your grammar, and your mechanics. All right. Now, I know last time it took you guys a while to get through your spelling. So let's start with vocabulary. We're all going to start with vocabulary first. We're all going to start with your vocabulary, and then we'll move to spelling. So do vocab first. Because it took you guys a while to get through your spelling. So let's do your vocabulary first, and then we'll move on to spelling. And then if you guys have time, we'll do your, sorry, give me a second. Where is it? Right here. And then if we have time, then we'll do your grammar and mechanics games. Today, I'm going to put you guys into a different breakout rooms because some of you guys are doing really great in your breakout rooms. Some of you guys are not participating. So I want to make sure everyone is participating in their breakout rooms. Once we're done with breakout rooms, we are going to take a break at 9:55 for PE. And then at 10:15, we're all going to come back for math. And we're starting a new topic today.